Hi, this is Dave Johnson with Day Trade the Markets, and we have just been filled on a long entry here at 1966, even in the emini S&P. So this is the September contract, and today is Friday, July the 18th, 2014. And the real reason that I'm decided to go ahead and put an order in here is that you can see our software produces areas of likely support, which is this green horizontal band. Then we have an area of potential resistance up here. In this case, it went from amber to green and then amber again. Um, the market has earlier, just to bring you up to date, I did show a trade earlier in the day where we got short around the 60 area. It did pull in for us. We made a point and a half on that, on half the position, but lost a tick on the other half of the position, so ended up with a net gain of 10 ticks on the 4 contracts on that trade. But we were saying at that time, if the market couldn't sell off and get down into around the 54, 55 area, it could very well turn around and move above the 60 barrier and get up to 63, 65, and obviously it's gotten higher than that. You can see it got up to the 65 area in here, kind of stalled for a little bit, and then had a good wave of buying in here, pulled in a bit, and then another wave of buying. So we've come back down into the support area. I'm fairly aggressive with this trade. The better trade entry location would be down here where the support band is, which is also the low of this high velocity move. But you can see earlier, after this high velocity move was made, the market went up above, and then it did pull in, and this was the low right in here. So I've actually entered this trade just one tick above this low right here. So that's the thinking on that. Could also go ahead, I mean, another good trade I think would be to get in on the long side in around the support area in here, and I may do that should the market go down and have a nice rejection. But for the time being, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a protective sell stop a couple of ticks below this barrier here, and you can see that that is at 64.75. I'm going to put my sell stop in at 64.25. So just go ahead and put that sell stop in there. And sorry, that's for 2. I need to put that for 4. But I do need to put it 2, which is I think why I changed that, at 67.50 to sell 2 on a limit for a point and a half objective for the first half of the trade in the emini S&P. So got everything set up here. We've had quite a good movement higher off the rejection. On our analysis, the market has been in a longer term uptrend, so the auction has definitely been up, and I think on this case that we had a good rejection of those lower prices. The market had good follow through from yesterday's sell-off, got all the way down to 42, and our key support is at 48. So for the market to turn around and do something like that, I think is indicative of some pretty darn strong buying. And so that's why obviously we've got the preference here to go ahead and get in on the long side. So that's kind of the backup, if you will, or the idea here as far as taking a look at the condition of the market. So we'll give it a bit of time here. We've got the stop in, and we've got the objective for the first target in that order as well. So rather than just holding on here and watching the market, I'll just go ahead and pause the recording and then pick it up as the market dictates. Okay, I've just resumed the recording. You can see we just got filled here on our first objective at 67.50. So obviously I need to change the stop down from 4 down to 2 because we only have 2 contracts left. And what I will do here is I'm going to bring this right up to break even. It's already moved a point and a half in our favor, so I'm going to go ahead and bring it up to break even. And I really think that we do have some good potential, I think, on this trade still today. So I think it might have a bit of a difficult time getting up in through this area. So I think what I will do is I will go ahead and sell 1 up here at 69 just to see what goes on there. And then because that'll be a nice profit, 3 points should it make it up there. And if it gets up there and stalls and backs off, then at least we've got a good profit on 1 contract. So that's how it looks right now, and I'll go ahead and pause the video again here, the recording, and pick it up as the market dictates. Just wanted to bring you up to date. We did get filled on that 69 when it did bounce up here. I just stepped away for a moment. It was about 5 or so minutes ago. So it did come up, fill us here. Still got the stop at 66. Obviously I need to change that because now we're down to one contract. We've been filled on 3 out of 4 of them. The last dip here was at 67. Recent dip here at 67 and a quarter. So I'm just going to this last contract here of the 4 that we got, I'm just going to do bring it down 2 ticks from this low at 67. So the sell stops at 66.50. We're long at 66. Fairly liberal here with this stop on this final 1/4 of the position. Anyway, things are looking good here. And I will, this last trade, I'm not going to put an objective sell limit on here. I'm going to try and hold this as long as I can. I think there's still a potential that we could have that run up, hopefully get up and at least test into the 70-71 level. We've so far reached up here to 69.50. Who knows, might even be able to take out that 70.50 if it's a Friday in the summertime, relatively light volume, and the market could move. And I'm just playing that possibility for now. So anyway, we've locked in at least a couple of ticks on this final 1/4 of the position. So I'll just let it go for now, and we'll fire back up the recording when the market dictates. Okay, I've restarted the video recording back up here, and you can see that we are getting the lift that we were hoping for. It has reached up into the 70 to 71 area. We were hoping that it could get up there. This was an area that the market had peaked out at yesterday before that good sell-off that took it all the way down to 42. Well, it took it down. It didn't take it all the way down to 42 in the regular trading hours yesterday. It took it down to approximately 49, and then it took it down to 42 and change in the overnight session. So we're having a good move higher here, as we were hoping for. After it, it pulled in there and we were able to get long. So because we've got this really nice level 3 buying bar here, the market could very well pull back down to about 70 or the low of this at 69.50. So I'm going to adjust the stop here and place this up here at 68.50. It's a full point below, but it's also a tick below this selling bar right here as well. The level 1 selling, which is this light pink bar, level 1 buying just before it. So some of the structures we're using here obviously to help us manage the trades as well as enter the trade. So things are looking good, and who knows, we might be able to get it all the way up there to 78, which is the swing high, an important high that the market has hit on a couple of occasions. So that is certainly the upward target. I did put our email on here. If you have any questions, please send us an email. And of course, our website is daytradethemarkets.com. We have lots of videos on there and so forth that you're more than welcome to go ahead and check out, see what you think. Anyway, the market is moving, and we have increased our stop here, so things are looking good. And I'm just going to go ahead and pause the video once again and pick it up when the market dictates. Okay, just started the recording back up again. You can see the market is continuing to move higher, which is good, obviously. That's what we want to see. It has moved above the 70-71. A little bit of a rejection here off of this level 2 buying bar. Not heavy. Still think we're looking good. I am going to move up this stop, though. I'm going to move it up another point right to the very low of this level 3 buying bar. Now that we've moved above it, this low should hold, so it could get down to 70 or so, but I'm going to put it at 69.50, and that locks in 3.5 points on that. I did go ahead and just create this over here with 2.5 points, because that's where the previous stop was, which was a minimum of 8.5 at $50 a point. So we've now locked in an additional point on that, up from 2.5 on this final one here. because we started with 4 contracts. So the first 2 filled at a 1.5, the next one filled at +3, and this next one I put it at 2.5. 2.5 is right here at 68.50, so I've moved it up 69.50. So this would actually be 3.5, not 2.5, which would give us 9.5 points to that we've locked in so far on this trade. So just clarifying that for those of you not familiar with it. Anyway, I'll go ahead once again and pause the video and start it back up as needed. Okay, I've restarted the video here. We did get the dip, kept us in the trade, and we've now had a nice movement higher, making some higher highs. So yeah, I think it's time to go ahead and adjust the stop again. We just have the 1 contract left, 1 out of the 4 that we originally traded. And I'm now we had this little dip right here. So let me get the arrow point to it over here. We had this little dip to here to 92.25, and that kind of matches more or less this little bump up here. So I'm going to pull up my stop really tight and put it up there at 72. So we're long from 66. So what's that? So we've locked in 6 points on that. So 6 points on the final. We had another 6. So I'll have to adjust the little summary over here to bring it up to 12 points total from the 950 from the previous stop. So, and there's our email there. If you have any questions, you can use that to get a hold of us. So, market is moving up, as I said earlier in the video, that the ultimate goal here, not really ultimate, but well, I guess ultimate for today would be if it could get up to the 78 level. So I think what I'll do here, we do have, we're now at this stage, we've got under an hour of trading left in the market, 55 minutes left. And so we've got a pretty tight stop here at 72, and I'm just going to leave it like that and see what the rest of the session brings. So just wanted to bring you up to date, and I'll once again pause the video and start it back up as needed. Okay, just restarted the recording here again. Our stop is at 72 and the market's come down to 72.50, so obviously just 2 ticks from being stopped out. I did update the summary over here of the trades should we get stopped out at the 72 price that we now have our protective sell stop in. So it would give us 6 points on this final contract here. As you can see, the 6 points right here from the final contract. Our first 2 contracts, just to summarize there, we had 4 contracts initially, so 2, 1, and 1 is how we exited. 1.5 on the first 2 contracts, 3 points on the 3rd contract, and sorry, I need to change that to 6, so we got 6 points on the final for a total of 12. So anyway, just wanted to start this video because it looks like we, could very well get stopped here. So just wanted to fire it up, and doesn't look like it's going to do it immediately, although it could, but I'll go ahead and stop the video again and pick it up as needed. Okay, just started back up. As you can see, we just got stopped out right now at 72, so I corrected the little summary over here. The one trade with the 4 contracts, and total 12 points on that. Any questions or comments, just to get a hold of us here at info@daytradethemarkets.com. And if you would just like to go to our website and maybe take a look around there, we've got lots of videos and so forth. Daytradethemarkets.com, you can find us there. So this is the ES Trade on Friday, July the 18th. It's Dave Johnston here. I appreciate you watching, and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.